Hello there, and as usual, I'm Aaron from Let's Stay Gamers, and welcome. So today we're taking a look at another beautiful ship from the Steam Workshop. Now you might recognise this ship already from the very popular Netflix series Lost in Space. It's of course Jupiter 2. Now, what I really love about the Jupiter craft is just how much is actually going in such a compact little package. Now, this is created by Dimvert, and we'll begin with a bit of an exterior tour, just having a look at some of the shapes he's created. Now, there's a lot of mods in use on this one, and primarily that's just to create the shapes and make it look as good as it actually is. So first off, let's head to the frontal area where you can see the bridge itself. So the Jupiter has a very sort of flat bridge area with a nice little window looking out the front, and then you've got these sort of curved vertical parts that come out and give you that angle that leads into that rear curve. You can see I was created these using them armor segments, and then to create the side of the actual dome itself, you use them triangular vertical blocks. It takes a lot to build shapes like this in Space Engineers. It really does indeed, so you've really got to appreciate the sort of lines that he's put into here. You can see how he's broken up the shapes, put them little indents into the section, as well as added the J2 logo on there as well. Now, one of my favourite parts of the Jupiter is the actual sunroof sort of thing, where they've got this glass area that they can look out up into the sort of either the sky or the atmosphere, or just wherever they are. They have an ability to look out. Just really nice indeed. You can look down in there into the crew quarter as well. So if we head around the back, we actually have another little angle that leads into the flat rear thrust area. Now, on the other side, we have these little vents that I think are really fantastic, and then we've got the engine bay that looks a little bit simple, and then they've been connected up to this rear emergency entrance. Very, very cool indeed. As we come underneath, there is another sort of dome effect going on here. We've got the landing gears on either side, as well as the rover entrance ramp. So you can see that takes that rover in and out of there. And we've looked at the rover in the past before. We had a look at the trailer one. So if we have a little bit of a scroll around to the front area, we're now able to start the interior tour. So let's spawn a character in here so we get a little bit of sense of style. And you can see that is a modded block ramp there for itself. We'll open the doors and we're confronted straight away by the rover. Now, the Jupiter has to carry all the supplies they need for survival, building various different machines, as well as the 3D printer that I believe is somewhere around here. I can't really tell. I guess that might be the 3D printer. It could be a whole variety of different things within Space Engineers. And then we have the access way. We have the ladders that go up, and under here, this is where the fuel had to be pumped out, and they had them weird eels in the fuel tank. That was really quite creepy in an episode, and they had to fight them. And then up into this section, we actually have ourselves the main sort of walkway around the center, as well as the central cabin. Now, the central cabin, I could sit here and just admire all day. There is layers upon layers of things going in here. You've got the glass, you've got the light, you've got these struts that are coming around, and then this, this circle type shape that just leads around the edge. It is a beautiful room. It just looks really nice indeed. So we'll actually start making our way to the bridge. So the bridge itself is not exactly like not the movie, this series, but you can see it replicates it quite well. We've got the screens up there, we've got the very flat window that they look out of the front. Very nice little design. It's just a lovely little ship, and we've also got access doors on either side back to the cargo bay. This is what I mean about love navigating this ship. There's just so many ways to navigate it. It makes such a functional survival ship if you filled these rooms up with other different things. So we've got the first of the crew quarters, one there, we have one there, and these follow the whole way around the actual ship itself. You can see the top of the access port there, various different bedrooms, and we also have the two little storerooms for various different bits. I think one of them's a toilet. Yeah, no, both of them are toilets. Aaron, you made a mistake there, didn't you? So as we go down the side, we've got access to the engine rooms where they start pulling out the parts to refit them, get all the stuff, all the filters out of the engine and whatnot. And that is the whole of the upper quadrant. I just think the ship is absolutely fantastic. So let's have a go at taking it for a little bit of a test spin. Now, this ship runs on hydrogen, so if I get into the right cockpit, we should be able to start the engine sequences up. So we've got hydrogen and we've got standard thrusters. So if I go to the G menu and start messing with a few things, so let's switch all doors. Let's keep them on turn all, and let's keep them closed. So we'll attempt to close all the doors. We've got chutes, so this can actually parachute down. That's very cool indeed. We've got lights, we've got the forward lights, beams, stereo, reverse rear hatch, so we can close that if we want to. We've got the reverse lights, the stereo, LCDs. I'm just seeing if there's any way of accessing all of these at landing ramps and whatnot. Cargo containers. We've got various doors as well. Let's just have a look at how this moves. I wish these were actually hooked up to something so we could use more of the controls at once instead of me navigating around the control panels. But you can see if this ship used less mods, that would be almost impossible, because you wouldn't achieve a shape like this. It would be a great little survival craft because you've got everything you could possibly want inside here. Great bit of maneuverability for using the little thrusters itself. I'm sure when it's in atmosphere or you're using the hydrogen thrusters, you'll have a lot more power as well. Anyway, I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and I will see you